Hello there. How's it going? Good evening. Yeah, it's weird. YouTube got confused. I think it says I'm live 3 times, which seems kind of unlikely. I would think I would notice that. Very strange. Still trying to figure out. And I was trying to go live on Twitch as well, but for some reason that is not happening. Very strange. Very, very strange. Anywho, how's everybody doing tonight? It is happy Easter if you celebrate that, and happy 420 if you celebrate that, or whatever other holiday you celebrate. Anyway, so let me switch over to the Seestar here, and we'll see if everything is working. Okay, cool. Let me bring up the scope. Just check that everything is working. So I haven't done the polar alignment process at all, so I will be doing that shortly. Hello, Turf. Good evening. Thanks for joining. I'm, yeah, so strange. Okay, so let me go ahead and I will just, actually what I need to do is, it's a nice clear night. You can see in the star camera at Starfront. Hello, Aiden. Good evening. Your Wi-Fi keeps cutting out. Yeah, I mean, it was, I know it was, you said it was going to be windy there. So let me switch to star view here. That's so bizarre. There's something weird about my, I'm gonna switch off my Twitch stream for now, since that doesn't seem to be happy. All right, so we've got kind of a star field here, so I'm just gonna start imaging and it'll figure out where it is and get all aligned up. At least that's the theory. And once that's running, it's doing the dark library. Once that's running, what's on the imaging list? The first thing is going to be the Dolphin Nebula, I think. And we'll see. We'll go from there. The good thing is it's the third quarter moon, so the moon's not going to be in the way for hours. So I'm going to try to take advantage of that as much as possible. Good evening, Stephen. How's it going? Thanks for joining. I am like so baffled at what happened. Like, why does YouTube think? Because I had scheduled a stream and they should all have the same stream keys. They should all have the same stream keys. I don't know. Hopefully nobody's sitting there on that stream. Let me look. It says one waiting. Oh, that one is so weird. It seems kind of broken. Anyway, it got confused. Things got confused. We'll blame it on. Okay, cool. So it is now kicking off a shot. And it looks like it might actually be clear tomorrow evening at Starfront as well. Oh, nice. Hello, Misty. Good evening. Thanks for joining. That's cool. Yeah, I haven't historically done the YouTube on TV thing, but I've been sitting kind of in the living room, and I had like a long HDMI cable, so I kind of dragged it over and had it plugged into my laptop, and there were a couple times recently where I had YouTube or like the Discord streaming I had hooked up to my TV, and that was actually quite nice. So I can see why people do that. Okay, so it looks like we are imaging. So, and everything seems smooth. Yeah, I ran into an issue with Alp. Last time I streamed, the cord got all wrapped around when I did the startup routine, and I kind of ended up doing a manual startup. Well, since then, it turns out there was a change to Alp in the beta version. When it does initialization, that could lead to that, depending on how you have your configuration set up. And I'm glad I was able to stop it, because, and one of the things I ended up having to do today, before the stream started, is I ended up kind of having to, I did it just as the sun had set, so it was still kind of bright on the all sky camera below. I was able to unwind the cord because it was wrapped up again. And so I think there's a fix for that. But in the meantime, streaming S50 on Discord. Let's see if I can pull that up, because I was having a hard time trying to bring it up there. So let me see if that doesn't work. Let me try bringing it up over here. Actually, first, let me get the Dolphin Nebula going. So if it ends up being clear tomorrow, I'm kind of working on a plan for something that might be kind of interesting, I hope. Gosh, I haven't... Dolphin Nebula. Oof. Wow, wait. Yeah. We're almost losing it here, unfortunately. So I might only... How long will I be able to image it? Because it's pretty low, unfortunately. Yeah, that stinks. Basically, I was hoping to get a few more hours of data from the Dolphin Nebula, but it looks like that's not going to be an option. So I'll just do 20 minutes to start with. And it's off. So let me check something here. Yeah, so... Oh, come on. maybe I'm gonna... good evening, Quantum. How's it going? Thanks for joining. This is frustrating. Let me see if I can... Where's my Discord? You know, I've got these... trying to figure out... I have these mystery windows that I cannot find anywhere. Where is it? It's like there's another... That is so weird. Hold on a second. Anyway, one of the problems I'm running into is the initialization, I guess, didn't, because I didn't run the initialization in ALP. Now it's it doesn't understand equatorial mode, and so, you know, maybe maybe it's just a me problem, but I'm having an issue. Discord, Cosmic Ray is streaming to Discord, but I'm having a hard time connecting to it. I don't know why. So let me see if I can unconfuse the Seestar here. Oh gosh, that's so frustrating. Just trying to think of... Oh, you can't connect either. Damn. What am I trying to figure out what I need to do to unconfuse the Seestar without making things worse for myself. Give me a sec here. Trying to find the... at this point, I might not be able to, by the time I get running, I might not be able to image the dolphin, which is kind of unfortunate. Okay, so... startup sequence. Let's see. Maybe I'll just move on and try to figure out some other targets to image, because I was going to do the Dolphin Nebula, but there's a few other targets that are on the list. So let me see. That one's too low. That one's not too bad. Okay. So let me do, yeah, cool. I'll do that. We'll go to basically IC342, which is the hidden galaxy. I was only able to image that for a bit, so I'm going to try to get some more time on it. And go. And so we'll, I think once this is, the problem is it's dark now, and if I need to think about this carefully. All right. So don't forget to like the stream if you haven't already, because it does help these live streams. And Sunday evening, especially Easter, it could be a bit quiet, but it will help. Mount failed to go to. So this might end up being kind of bit of a hassle. So let me see if I can check this. Get schedule. Okay, I can see you now, Cosmic Ray. So let me switch over to that. Will that work? Hey, we've got, wait, let me turn that off. I'll just pop this up for a moment while I'm working on stuff. There we go. So this is Cosmic Ray's scope. Is that the whale galaxy? Looks like the whale. So I'm trying to unconfuse the Seestar at Starfront. Sorry. But it's because it should be okay, but so we've got 1.4 and 35. So the RA is 1. RA 1.5, deck 35. Okay, so let's try parking this scope. And hopefully it doesn't make things worse. Okay. So when it's going 1.4, just because of the kind of twisting issue, I'm watching the declination and right ascension for the telescope to figure out where it like how it closed. So it went, okay, that wasn't too bad. So let me try going, and I'll run the startup. Let's try this. Here goes nothing. Okay. It's theoretically starting up. Sorry, I need to look at the chat in a sec, but right now I'm still trying to figure out. Okay, let's. All right, so that stopped, or that failed. Okay, so this is so jacked up. Sorry, let me check the chat. Oh, yeah, whaling. Nice. Hello, Jeff. Good evening. Thanks for joining. This is Cosmic Rays scope while I tried to sort out my Starfront scope. Are you live at Starfront tonight, Jeff? Okay, so let's try this again. So the RA shouldn't change. The declination should be the only thing that changes. Okay. Oh, nice. Cool. Oh, music's too loud. Thank you for mentioning that. Is that a little bit better? Sometimes the levels get, like if I'm messing around with it, they end up kind of off. Okay, that's fantastic. So let me try parking this again. Okay. Okay. All right. Let's see if this works. Basically, I'm like redoing the startup settings based on the old buggy version I'm running of Alp. Just trying to see if that can make it in better, make it better, or if I can work around the issues. Okay. It's moving up. Let me see what this code is doing. It's so frustrating. So frustrating. Okay, so set setting. Firmware. So frustrating. Sorry, I'm just trying to get stuff. Let me check the chat. Let me see, is okay. Well, I'm trying to figure out what the heck happened to my Alp. Oh, what are you imaging? What's that, Jeff? That looks interesting. Okay. problem is, you know, when you're not able to really test out these things because the weather hasn't been agreeable, and then everything gets all twisted up. Okay, so let's see if this works. Oh, you know what? Let's see. Let me try doing this without... Well, let me see if this works. This is maddening. Oh, nice. I see 1805, the center. Cool. Cool, cool. Good evening, Star Voyager. Thanks for joining. Right now we're looking at Jeff and Cosmic Ray alternating between theirs while I tried to unmess up my telescope at Starfront. Because it is royally frustrating. This is really, really, really unacceptable. So frustrating. One of the things, because there had been some reports of some issues with ALP, with the scheduler and some other things. I have been, I had started doing some work on those while it was cloudy, trying to take advantage of it, and made some good progress. Haven't checked in the code yet, but definitely promising so far. So we'll try this one more time. Okay. I sure hope this works. Basically, there was a change to the way the startup sequence worked, and it caused a bit of issues for me. Very, very frustrating. Man, this is just, it just won't stop. I told it to stop autofocusing and it wouldn't stop autofocusing. I'm gonna have to, there's definitely some changes I'm gonna have to make. Now I see with some other people, some of the issues some other people have been running into. I feel like some things got, anyway, I'm not going to editorialize. Okay, cool. All right. Let's try this again. Yeah, sorry. This, unfortunately, if it had been clear, I would have been able to kind of troubleshoot this, but unfortunately, tonight was the first clear night in like a week. All right. Hello, Wiley Site. How's it going? Thanks for joining. This is actually a Cosmic Rays scope while I'm continuing to struggle with getting things situated at Starfront. It just won't stop autofocusing. Okay, so it's almost. Oh, hey. Where do you think where are you gonna go? Okay, let's try the startup sequence again. Meanwhile, things are looking really good at Starfront, although what is that weird thing on the scope there? That looks odd. Great. Okay, cool. It's pointing at an area with stars finally. Of course, the focus is way out, so will it be able to fix it? Yeah, I think it'll be able to fix it. Good. That was incredibly painful. It's doing the dark frames finally. Oh, nice. M51 next on the target. This is just... I'm very frustrated. Oh, City of Rocks Park in New Mexico. Nice. Yeah, I bet. I'll have to take a look at that. That's cool. Where is that? Oh, interesting. Should be clear there every night. That's awesome. So I'm kind of, if you look at the all sky camera, it looks like I think I might have a problem with cords now. So frustrating. or 12 hours one way. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I had been debating going to New Mexico, but I'm not sure if I will or not. Don't know. Don't know. Basically, I just unwound. Oh, you'll be 2.5 hours at the VLA, from the VLA. Cool. Yeah, that's impressive. That's a long distance. Okay, so let me see what's going on here. I'm kind of a little troubled by the cord. Kind of troubled by that cord. Gotta stop watching of. Yeah. Good evening, Star Traveler. How's it going? So this is we're watching Discord while I try to fix my Seestar. Like basically, I've been trying to image the Dolphin Nebula, and it's just failing. So I'm going to try it again. And I was able to manually steer the mount, but for whatever reason, it's refusing to go to it. And if you look at the auto go to, the rec and it's not moving. The RA and DAC are not moving. And it's just like quickly going through all the go-tos, and then it ends up failing. Nice. Nice. I was screen sharing over Teams. Share over Teams or the Butterfly Nebula? I mean, Teams does well. Yeah, you can use Teams to screen share, but it would have to be like either with a person or a channel. This is so frustrating. Why? Okay, the good news is the cord seems to have unwrapped. But for whatever reason, it doesn't like this. Oh yeah. Yeah, you can screen share. I actually do it all the time for work type stuff. Okay. Minus 17 and 14. Minus 17 and 14 and... Wait, what? Let me try this again. I'm rebooting the telescope again. Not restarting out, but actually rebooting the telescope. If you use Teams, you could yell at me. Yeah, I mean, theoretically, you could do that with with Discord, but that would require me to have the volume on. right. Let's try this again. That looks cool. So this is Jeff doing the heart of IC 1805, but using Astro Live Stacker ALS to stack it. I still need to try that out, that combination. Of course, that requires me to actually have it working. Another bit cloudy night. Sorry to hear that, but hello, good evening, Benji. How's it going? I just don't get it. Oh, it was able to autofocus. That's encouraging. No, Jeff is actually live collecting photons. What he does is he copies the subframes off of the Seestar onto the Raspberry Pi as they're being taken, I believe, and then has Astro Live Stacker kind of stack it outside of the Seestar. So it's kind of live stacking it, but not using the Seestar, still capturing the data, but then it's copied off onto the Raspberry Pi. I believe that's what he's doing. Because I've thought about doing that as well. I haven't tried it recently, but okay. Is it actually polar aligning? So why am I not collecting photons? Because as you can see down below, my Seestar is having massive polar alignment issues, and I'm really, really frustrated. I've rebooted it like 3 times, and yeah. It's very frustrating. It's very upsetting. Lemon is 30. No, it's not that. It's not that. It's getting very confused. Like, I'm able to manually steer it and it's able to track just fine. But then anyway, I was trying to do the normal polar alignment and it's you want to try another target. The problem is if you're talking about me, I've been trying I tried to do bodes. I tried a bunch of things. No, it's able to do it. I mean, that's what Jeff's doing. Is he's doing the processing on a Raspberry Pi. So that's all being done with the Raspberry Pi. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out. Um, There's something majorly confused about this. Okay. Got some high clouds there. Triple galaxy in Leo, that's cool. Or in Draco, that's cool. Cool. Yeah, it's really dark tonight. Unfortunately, my Seestar isn't cooperating, but at least Jeff's getting something with his. This isn't the first time this has happened to me where it just won't. It just, like it happened to me during the Messier Marathon where it just had issues and yeah, what's going on with it? I did adjust the arm values, but it's still not happy. I'll have to check that out. I followed it IQ in the clapper. Yeah, unfortunately, I'm not even sure the clapper will help me at this point. It's all screwed up. This is very frustrating. Unfortunately, it's so dark I can't even see where it's wound. I was able to finally get stars on screen, but how wound up is it? Okay, that makes no sense. All right. Okay, 16. All right. Let's try that. Let's see if this works. 4 hours of Draco Trio. That's cool. Track wrapper slip rings. Yeah. Brush slips ring system. Yeah, if you find that, let me send me a link to that. Okay. 1547. Nice, thanks. I'll take a look at that. I'm so incredibly frustrated. Oh, nice. Jeff's got the antenna galaxy going there. Nice. I totally missed it. It's on my list of targets if I can ever get my Seestar to work again. 11 minus 32. Thinks it's at 1227. Okay. But it's actually at might be something to start 3D printing. I'll have to check it out. Big old copper plates. Huh. Yeah, I'll have to check that. So it says it's 11 minus 32. Interesting. Got some nice galaxies going on tonight. Except for me. Just don't know what to do to mess this up. Just don't know. Just don't know. Hmm. Yeah, the Draco, that's cool. And there's the antenna. Um, Nope, I have not gotten it working. It has been completely, I don't know if it's like massively wound to the point where it's having issues. I'm able to manually steer things, but it's not, when I try to do an auto go to, it just like doesn't move and it just fails. But yeah, I still have not gotten it working. I'm gonna try again. Okay. All right. See if this will work. Well, the thing is, I wasn't even using GoTo. I was just trying to image, and it was refusing to do the GoTo. But I'm trying again. That's looking cool. The antenna galaxy. Interesting. I'll have to check that. Antenna galaxy again. Yeah, that's a cool, it is a cool target. It's a very cool target. Nice. M13. No, it's not that it won't image. It won't correctly do a an auto go to. It just refuses to move. But yet I can manually move it. And I've rebooted the Seestar. Yeah, globular clusters can be cool. Yeah, and the antenna is they are a cool one. They're I want to get more time on them because I've gotten the kind of the head of the antenna, but I haven't gotten kind of the fine. Well, I've gotten some of the kind of the kind of dust, the antenna part of it, but it's still kind of faint. So I want to get more time on it. Okay. Um, 11. Set 11 and 3. Wait, so it's 11 and RA and 3 declination. Well, the problem is they don't allow infrared there because some of the cameras are sensitive to infrared. So, unfortunately, they do not. It's not allowed. It's so maddening. Like the sometimes they've been responsive and sometimes there's been a slow turnaround on tickets. Just incredibly frustrating. But the scope thinks it's at. Scope thinks it's at, hold on. And thanks to Jeff and Cosmic Ray for sharing their scopes out on Discord tonight. Because this has been incredibly frustrating. Yeah, I need something. You know, I thought I had enough data, but I'm not able to figure out why. And I've rebooted the Seestar. That's the strange thing. So it thinks I'm at 6. Why won't it do a go to? Need a fingerbot. The problem is I've run the startup like multiple times and it's still not happy. It's just so ridiculous. I just don't even. When raise arm checked when you did the startup, I've tried several variations, and I did the manual autofocus and darks, but it's like it's very I don't know what's going on. I just don't even know. Yeah. Well, unfortunately, I can't. I'm not in a position to do that right now, and I don't think anybody's out working today. This is just, I'm beside myself with this chunk. Like, when I tell it not to do the arm raise and I do the startup, why does it insist on parking? Like, why? So it's parking and it's going to try to autofocus. It's going to do the rest of the stuff while it's fully closed up. Like, that makes zero sense. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Like, if you don't do the arm raise, why does it park? And then not raise the arm? Like, that makes no sense to me. So, of course, now it's trying to do the polar line while it's closed up, which isn't going to work. Yeah. I don't know. Ask a guy who wrote, well, I didn't write this code. I've been looking at it recently, though, because I was waiting until the latest patches, but I need to tear into it because there's some problems. Yeah. So it helpfully polar aligned while closed. So let's try this again. I mean, I've been working on this for like 2.5 hours. Haven't been able to get it to work, which is kind of slightly frustrating. Yeah, unfortunately, I may end up completely redoing the setup here. I know Jeff was looking at sending a Pi that would run sorry, I'm just trying to find stars. But yeah, I'm gonna rethink stuff. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not surprised. It's just there's something really screwed up. there's some really jacked up stuff. Time to throw in the towel tonight. For me, or for left to park in from the old EQ. Not surprised. Nope. Yep. Well, at least I know Cosmic Ray was having issues with this S30, but at least the S50 is working nicely. Yeah, there's something seriously screwed up because, yeah, even though I've rebooted, it just doesn't make sense. Why wouldn't GoTo work? Yeah, I might, yeah, we'll see. I might end up restarting or having them try to fix it, but it's like, especially after a week of no clear skies, it's incredibly frustrating. Yeah. Well, haven't had an issue with it so far, but tonight definitely having an issue. And if I had higher confidence that, yeah, I'm not even gonna. I think my long-term plan is I need to have my own observatory because I can't rely on others. But at least Cosmic Ray and Jeff have had some good luck and been able to share their scopes. The antenna is looking pretty nice there. One day maybe I'll be able to image it again. But yeah. Yeah, there's a few things going on here, a few things that are problematic. One, I think you're right, the Seestar just needs to be power cycled. Two, I'm not sure how wound up it is, so that's a problem. Three, the startup is having issues, and I think I need to have them make sure that the scope is oriented correctly with the power button up. Yeah. It's just different because there's some specific things I want to do on a live stream, and it's kind of a timely thing. It wasn't for tonight, but I need the scope working because it's going to be terrible weather here for a few days. Either that or I might just have to go on a road trip somewhere. Maybe I'll talk about that tomorrow, depending on how things go. Because supposedly tomorrow evening might be okay at Starfront, but then it looks spotty for the rest of the week. And here, the weather is going to be garbage, perhaps for a week or more. So I might have to... Fort Davis looks good. I was debating going out to New Mexico, but we'll see. But oh well. Well, the good thing is, yeah, that's, I might as well do that. I'll go ahead and do that. And hopefully they'll get to it in the morning. But yeah. Yeah, the I mean, the integration time is basically, or the schedule time is the amount of time, like the timer starts, I think, once it starts imaging. I don't think the go-to is part of that. But then once it starts, like, yeah, there's dithering and drop frames and everything doesn't, like the integration time ends up being a lot less, depending on the dither and some other things you have. Yeah. Oh, go-to is part of the scheduled time. Yeah, I knew at some point, like, there's the timer starts and then, yeah, it starts slowing autofocus. Yeah, so it ends up chewing up some of that. But then also, like, dithering kind of is part of that, and stacking time. But yeah, I need to figure out something, because one of the problems too I have, or I think I've had, is the plate at one point looked like it was kind of catching the corners, and they fixed it. But I think if I'm going to have them redo some things, I might end up adding or swapping to like a smaller plate, because I ended up ordering another one. Yeah, stock dithering. Yeah, it ends up being a lot. But yeah, I ended up getting another one of those, the ones that the Skywatcher, the small circular plates. And so I think maybe I'll have them redo it. But because I've had a lot of EQ mode issues, and I don't know if it's my plate or what, but or the Seestar's at a weird alignment. I don't know. Yeah, the time on target is the basically like the schedule time, the elapsed schedule time. So like you can see the integration time, that's the amount that it actually was taking photos, but the time on target is how long is the schedule time. And so like if I had it set to a 1 hour Like if this was something I was shooting and I had set to an hour, it would only have like 3 more minutes and it would move on to the next target. Yeah, since the schedule item. Yeah. So yeah, you can see it's like 11.5 minutes longer on target than integration time and no drop frames. So that's the rest of it's dithering and other overhead and just kind of, yeah, the initial run. Yeah. Anyway, all right. Well, yeah, I think since I haven't been able to do anything, I think I might wrap it up now so I can send them a message at Starfront telling them what they need to do in the morning. Because they replied to a ticket this morning, so I need to reply back anyway. And then hopefully it'll be clear tomorrow evening, and then I'll be able to do the things I wanted to do tonight. So if you go into the scheduler, you can it'll show you like if you click on a schedule item, it'll expand and it'll tell you how much time is remaining till the next target. I would show that, but everything's broken for me, and I don't have a working scope locally. Or I should say, I have a working scope locally, it's just cloudy. So, but yeah, if you go to the scheduler, click on an item, like the item that's currently running, and it'll expand, and you can see how much more time, it'll tell you how much more time is remaining on the schedule till the next one. So you don't even have to be on live view, you can just look at that if you're just looking at the amount of time to the next target, or other statistics like that. Yeah. I think I do. Not that other scopes would be foolproof, but I think I need to think about getting my refractor in a point where I might want to send it off to a place like Starfront. I mean, I had thought about doing it anyway, but I need to think about this. But because it's frustrating being completely down. So yeah, because one part of the point was, to be able to more consistently live stream, and where all these secrets, yeah, that needs some work. I mean, I had started, like I say, since it was cloudy, and since it's going to be cloudy this week, we'll see how busy I am, but I actually started out of frustration digging into the ALP code on Friday, and now I'm like doubly frustrated. So I had kind of done some initial work of cleaning up or adding some kind of not code quality, but like some kind of directives that kind of would show possible bugs in certain parts of the code, basically typing information. Anyway, so I did that. I committed and merged it on Friday, I think, but it was all like non-functional stuff. It wouldn't make it run better or worse. And so, yeah, withdrawal symptoms, imaging withdrawal. Yeah, so I got frustrated, and so I started working on the code, and And I had started looking at some of the startup code, and I know Kai had made some changes and he committed them. And so I was going to, the code just, I wanted to kind of split it up into, because the problem with a lot of the ALP code is it's very, it was written, some of it quickly. And so it's not like, it's one of those things where, like, there's a thing in software, like you make it, what was it? Make it work and then make it right or something like that. Like basically it works, but it's maybe not, it needs to be in better shape internally. And so that's what I had basically started doing. And I paused it with these changes that came out, but now that I'm having some other issues now, granted, a lot of them seem to be, some of them are hardware issues, because if I rebooted the Seestar and yet it's still like just refusing to go to, and that's not on ALP side. ALP is saying go to the target, and it's just like failing and it's not moving, because I had live view on and it's just sitting at the same star and it's just saying, I'm trying to go. It's like, it's not going anywhere. So that's not an ALP thing, but there are some ALP things that I want to clean up. And then there's some possible concurrency issues that I think are causing some of the subtle bugs and or intermittent bugs, because a lot of times if you have multiple things accessing the same memory in the computer, you know, like they can kind of stomp on each other. So I had made some of those changes in the imaging software and the imaging part, and it definitely had made it more stable, a lot more stable than it had been. And I think I need to do the same thing for the other bits of it. But as part of that, I'm trying to make the code more modular, maybe add some tests. Yeah. Boeing. Yeah. I'm going to try to make it yeah, and then you know, I had the issue where the cord got wrapped, and some of that kind of got a little, that I got a little frustrated about that last week, which it was part of the thing that motivated me, that I want to start looking at the code or focusing on that bit of the code, which I hadn't really worked. I had kind of done some of the front end stuff and the imaging stuff. So that's, you know, that if there's problems with that, I fully, you know, that's me mostly. But then some of these other things I hadn't really looked at deeply, or I'd looked at it, but anyway, I wasn't kind of focused on it because I was busy working on the stuff I was doing. So now I'm kind of at the point where I need to look at that other code. And there were some recent things, and it didn't help that, like, you know, I mean, there's been some firmware changes on the Seestar side, and so then that kind of impacted some of the code on the ALP side. And then there were some things added that might have had some other unintended consequent impacts. So yeah, so I think I need to just really go remote. Yeah. I mean, that's another thing. I don't think that would have helped tonight, just because the auto go to is failing, which is very strange. But yeah, I do, that is also something I want to do. And that's another thing I thought about doing, maybe breaking down and sending like a Mac Mini to Starfront instead of the Raspberry Pi. I mean, because the Raspberry Pi's been fine, but like at least with a Mac Mini, I'd have that flexibility of being able to run the app. Either that, or I'll do something like what Jeff's doing with Raspberry Pis and running Android. But I've got to do something along those lines, because that'll just having that flexibility and yeah, a finger bot, which, you know, I have here, never set it up, so I don't know how I'm going to do that. I have to figure out how I'm going to do that, because I don't want to necessarily take the Seestar I have here and then take it up, you know, send it to him and say swap this out. But on the other hand, I don't know, I have to look at what it would be involved in telling them how to mount it. Yeah. So it's definitely some things I need to change to try to make things a bit more reliable. Yeah. It's too bad I can't power cycle the Seestar remotely without something like a finger bot. I know there was a thought that maybe you could pull the battery out, but I never tried that, and I don't know if it supports it. Because that would be handy if you could just... Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, good night, Cosmic Ray, and thank you for sharing your scope tonight. It, while I was flailing around. I do appreciate it. Yeah, I'm probably going to wrap it up here too. Hopefully I'll have a live stream tomorrow. Hopefully I'll be able to get them to power, like unwind the cord, align it properly, making sure the power button is facing up. And yeah, if they can do that, then maybe I'll be okay for tomorrow evening for a live stream. Because it's not going to be clear here, so I'm 100% reliant on getting Starfront up and running again. But yeah, I think I'll leave it at that. Thanks Jeff too for sharing your scope there. It's cool seeing the antenna galaxy. Almost an hour of time on it, but conditions are nice. Unfortunately, haven't been able to take advantage of it, but there'll be more clear nights. And really the most timely thing that I wanted was the dolphin, and it's already kind of almost too late because it's getting so low. So it's not the end of the world. It's just a bump in the road. But yeah, thanks everybody for joining here on this Sunday Easter evening. Appreciate it. And like I say, hopefully I'll have another stream tomorrow evening. And so in the meantime, I think I'll leave it at that. And yeah, so have a good rest of your night, and I will see you next time.